Yeah, we live. Hold on. Let me get the banner going. There we go.
He's not stop looking at you.
I know. I know it. Alright. Well, I send this out and we get everybody in the chat and whatnot. Go ahead. Send this out where it's supposed to be. Look, my son been bugging ever since I walked back into the room, so I gotta go grab him and like he's been dying to meet y'all. So y'all gotta come say what's up to my son. I gotta get him in a second. Man, a lot of commercial music hard. Come here, fat man. I walked back in, he was like, Dada, there you is. He don't actually say that because he doesn't speak, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody, this is Pharaoh, Divine Sparrow, firstborn, you know, the one that gonna get the keys and whatnot. Well, he's supposed to get the keys. As long as he want the keys, he gonna get the keys. You know what I'm saying? One of your siblings gonna be on your ass though. So, you know, I suggest you stay focused. Nah, I'm just playing. Let's take a look at these charts before we look at some news updates. I'm gonna pull this over here. I didn't even make everything smaller. I had to kind of set up quickly because my son was like, "Screw that setup, dude. Come pick me up." I'm gonna make that skinnier that way and then longer this way so I can see the chat for real. That's a little less important because I have this. All right, let's get into it. If you're in the chat box, drop like something, say something, say what's good, so I know you present and activated and ready to get some money-ons. We're gonna talk about some money-ons. Take a fresh look at DXY real quick. Ooh, hold on. Yeah. So we broke down, came to kind of retest this area. I feel like this is like a little retest. Now I think we're gonna start seeing a push to finally break this low here. On probably mid next week, if not early next week. I want to see this get taken out here first. First target, second target, and then so on our paired. Why you grabbing my face? On the last live session that we did, so I be telling everybody tap into the live sessions because we set up this second entry on the trade on the live session. So I'm probably actually gonna do a little clip where like I set it up and then I cut to here where it's like looking all beautiful. I love those posts. From here, we're probably gonna go ahead and go break through this, and then let me if I go on our 4-hour time frame, we're gonna make a new high. DXY makes a new low, we make a new high. So we break this, then we break that. It's really looking like of course, inverse of the chart on DXY really. So from here, I'm expecting price to not go too much lower than where it is, maybe just a little bit. I am expecting price to buy from here. So, if you're in the buys with us, great job, amazing, you're wonderful. We sent out some pending orders around this area. I know the free chat got some. VIP got all of them. Um, and then I set it up originally on the last live session, so it's like it don't get more in your face than that. I don't believe so. Um, Take a look at NASDAQ real quick. What you doing, kid? I'm still in drawdown, but I'm still. It's like it just keeps diverging and then breaking it to the upside and then diverging, breaking to the upside. It's just, and it's diverging heavily on like the higher time frames, right? So I don't have any confidence in its current position right now. And NASDAQ, I'll be real. I was kind of being a little fragile with how I was speaking on it before, and now I'm just like, man, let's pull back. And then let me read y'all. Let me read y'all this. I sent to the chat the bearish insider sales to watch. That I saw this. I asked GPT to compile this for me um, 2 days ago, but clearly I was already ready for price to sell off. This just gave me a lot more confidence in the fact that I think Nasdaq is gonna sell off. So the bearish insider sales. This is just like kind of highlighting um, the CEOs, high level execs that have been selling their own company. So HCA Healthcare senior execs dumped over 6 million in shares in the past 6 months with no buys in sight. Their insider ownership is just 1.6%, and the big sell-off raises eyebrows given their $44 billion in debt and industry headwinds. CME Group directors and officers sold nearly $778 million worth of stock in Q2 of 25 at peak valuations. The business looks strong fundamentally. The coordinated sales by top brass could hint at caution ahead. And then we got, you cool, dude? Let me change how your legs is. You don't like sit. Sorry. You don't like sit like that. Better. Intercontinental Exchange. Intercontinental Exchange. Multiple insiders have been unloading stock over the past year with no buying activity reported. That pattern, notably by senior leaders, can suggest, you know, what we see as a sell off. Netflix and Snowflake execs, Netflix specifically, 556.5 million dollars sold by 10 execs in Q1 of 25, including full exits by C-suite members and no 10B. Basically, no buy-ins in sight. So basically, in essence, I don't just talk your head off. You can go see it in the chats. Um, there's a lot of top brass getting rid of their own stock right now, and where we can see other factors playing into a sell off right now. I believe that they want to have more cash on hand for when the sell inevitably happens, because it's not. It's like they're selling, they're pulling money out of it. That's one contributor there. Like just the sheer fact that they're pulling money out, they're selling off. When you sell enough of anything, it starts to sell off. You know what I'm saying? One fact. Then we got the divergence, so we know that it's not as strong as it looks to be on the chart versus the rest of the market. Right? Two, the U.S. economy is in a weird bubbly kind of state where it's like risk on, risk off, risk on, risk off every 2 weeks. So, and then we have this great looking entry here. Looks amazing. Way down there for a buy long term. Right? Boom, bow. You know what I mean? Be great. Be wonderful. So all those factors held constant. I'm like, man, sell it. Sell it hard. Now, I mean, like, she keeps buying up. I'll just be wrong and go into a little bit more drawdown, but I mean, looks like it's about to hit what this my mental stop loss here. But I want to actually see some more data come out next week. I mean, if the market can close without tapping this level here for me, then we're fine. Um, and I believe that whatever BS is probably going to happen over the weekend is probably going to contribute to a red day open. Um, what that is, I don't know yet, but you know what happens with precision trading tends to have fundamental factors line up with key levels. That's really the essence of what precision trading is. Uh, solid fundamental fact. Speaking today, solid fundamental factors lining up with wonderful key levels, and you know there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it, but that's the basic foundation of you know what it kind of builds off of. And you know somehow some way when prices in key levels something happens in the world. And I mean humans are only so amazing versus the rest of the planet because of the fact that we have the ability to recognize patterns, and the top tier humans are the ones that recognize patterns better than other humans. And this is just one of those times, one of those patterns that happens all the time where and since it's kind of like a fundamental fact of life, it was pretty like clear that that's what I should build my trading style off of, ground up from there. So um, if you're watching the replay and you want to get involved, pretty sure I've already put everything down in the description. You can get in the free chat. You can benefit a whole lot from the free chat. Don't feel like you have to, go through the paywalls, buy the course, get the VIP and all that. You can get the free chat, and there's plenty of value. Now, if you want to be in the winner's circle, now, like the winner circle, you know what I'm saying? There's a fee for that, but you gotta pay for everything in life. You're either gonna pay for it with time, you're either gonna pay for it with losses, or you're gonna pay to learn the right way and start getting money. You know what I'm saying? Um, all ways end up with enough time. Always end up leading to success. But it's just a matter of how you want to do it, your resources at hand, and the goals you want to hit. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to look at the market's open. It's not doing a whole bunch. It's 10:18 in New York right now. It is 9 where I'm at. Let me look at the minute candilas. Not too much. Not too much going on. Um, More liquidity is going to be coming in over the next probably 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then we'll really see. So we're going to come back. We're going to check out what's happening in the world today. Son, you cool? You want your bean? You cool. Okay. News about approval rating. I bet his approval rating's probably in the freaking trenches right now. Um, News about Barack, blah blah blah. ABC News, blah blah blah. Epstein bomb. Newly resurfaced video exposing more about Trump's relationship. Oh. Well. What we got here?
Are you looking to start your own
What we
business?
got?
Well, look no further than busy.com. Right now, we'll complete your LLC filing free. You just come
around, please.
You're best friends with a pedophile for 10 years, one time, and the world never forgets it.
Trump's longtime relationship with Jeffrey Epstein now casting a shadow over his presidency, as new details just keep coming to light. A resurfaced video of Epstein from a 2010 deposition raising more questions.
Yeah, I think.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
But as the DOJ interviews Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell, we're seeing a disturbing shift among some MAGA faithful, some right-wing commentators appearing to defend Maxwell.
I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim. She just might be. She deserves to be out. And maybe she never deserved to be in there in the first place. I don't know, but I'm skeptical of everything and everybody these days, and you should be too.
Meanwhile, today, veteran Epstein investigative reporter Barry Levine laying out the road ahead in a new op-ed, posing questions he says need answers, like how did Epstein make his money to finance his criminal operation? Are there references to Trump in the files that shed more light on their relationship? And who exactly were the clients? Joining me now is the author of that op-ed, Barry Levine, author of The Spider, Inside the Criminal Web of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Barry, thanks for being with us tonight. So why do you think, for so long, those questions have gone unanswered?
Well, finally, we may eventually get down to the end of this road. And, beyond the journalists and authors like myself who have been looking into this case for decades, let's finally get some answers for the victims in this case. I mean, we know from the Justice Department there's over 1,000 victims. And I interviewed many women when I was working on my book, got to know them, what has happened to them over the years. They're still traumatized. They're traumatized by everything that's going on. Just over the past few years, we've lost 3 of the victims, one by suicide earlier this year, 2 of them from accidental drug overdoses. They have lived with the horrors of what happened to them for so long now. And for politics to get involved, for Donald Trump, President Trump to call it a hoax, it's just wrong. We need to see the files, but for both sides of the aisle, and for the American public to finally understand what's in that material.
You point out in your op-ed that one of the areas in which we do not have much information right now is how Epstein made his money. Sort of the questions raised around a number of very sketchy transactions and also how he might have leveraged money, not just made his money, but used that money. Senator Ron Wyden been very aggressive about pursuing the same line of questioning. Walk us through what more you want to know there and what you think the financial side of the story could teach us.
Well, it's the old follow the money. And it's so important now that we're finally getting to the roots of that. And I applaud the senator for making that investigation. He learned, for instance, that there were more than 4,000 wire transfers, totaling almost $1 billion of money that flowed eventually through Russian banks. You have to understand, Jeffrey Epstein was running an international sex trafficking operation. And certainly in the last decade, that operation was being run out of his island in the Virgin Islands. He was ferrying in young women and children from Russia, from several other countries in Eastern Europe. And there were fixers involved. There were men who were putting these girls and children on planes and then taking them in boats to his island. We know from the Attorney General in the Virgin Islands in her report after Jeffrey Epstein's death that the workers at the airport saw children as young as 12 years old getting off of planes and being taken to his island. So,
and crazy thing is, the president of these United States wants y'all to just forget about it. Just move on. I mean, like, if that doesn't say revolt, tear it down, build anew, I don't know what does. Like for every creator that I don't see speaking like this, I feel like you don't deserve the platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just be ranting. I just be talking. I need y'all to hit that sub button though. You definitely gotta hit that sub button right after you hit that like button, and that bell icon be like right there in the picture. You already clicking buttons, might as well click the button. You know what I'm saying? You get notified as soon as we go live, so you get the whole intro, the market setup and everything. And you get notified when we drop like updates, little posts, you know what I'm saying? Basically everything, as long as you set it to all notifications. You know what I mean?
there was a great deal of money that changed hands to make all of that happen. The airplanes, the boats, the fixers, at one point he had his estate, or his co-executors of his estate, allegedly get involved in 4 sham marriages so they could avoid immigration issues.
Before I go a little further, I want to go ahead and call out PBD podcast, because I rock with dudes to a point. You know what I mean? To a point. One of their more recent podcasts basically came to a consensus of, well, Trump didn't run on this completely. His friends ran on this. His acquaintances ran on this. He didn't solely run on exposing the Epstein files. And what is that supposed to mean? Does that mean he's not supposed to seek truth? Is he not supposed to make America great? Because this not America being great. It's America being nasty. It's America being gross. It's America being deceitful. It's not an America I'm proud of. Not at all. But I just be ranting. You know what I'm saying? All y'all gotta do is hit that like button and that sub button, and then we can rant a little louder and directly to their damn face. That's all I'm saying.
With some of the women. Now, of course, his 2 co-executors of his estate have denied that they were aware of any wrongdoing. But we need to see those documents. We need to see, in a way, to understand all of this. And we know that banks in America, Chase, for instance, they had to pay out more than $80 million to his victims because they were accused in lawsuits of looking the other way.
Oh, no.
So we need to tally all of that money and find out, are there financial crimes involved? And that has nothing to do with actually how Jeffrey Epstein made his money. For instance, at the beginning, he was a benefactor of Les Wexner, the L Brands founder. And also at the end of his life, he was a recipient of Leon Black, the Apollo Global co-founder in New York. Now, both of these men have denied any wrongdoing. Jeffrey Epstein was paid for tax advice, for financial services, for consulting. But that money went to, as the Attorney General said, some of that money went into his company in the Virgin Islands, Southern Trust, which she said was a criminal enterprise. So we really need to unravel all of that and find out if some of these international fixers or others who transported these girls or took part in this operation could be prosecuted.
They don't want to do that. It's like it's not like they didn't know who we wanted held accountable. We want everybody that helped it happen and everybody that participated in the BS. It's real clear who we looking for, what we want. They tried to say legit, and this is like that. It's not a client list, it's a victim list. So that's why they won't put it out. What kind of malarkey? How you gonna have a victim list and no client list? Who victimized them? What made them a victim? Because they want you to believe that it was just Epstein and Maxwell just chilling on an island by themselves, just flying hundreds of freaking people to have sex with. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want. Just them. Even though there's pictures, with princes and whatnot that say the contrary. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all a little malarkey. But I have some meetings today, and a few different meetings today actually. So I have to get ready for it. Anybody in the chat want to ask any questions or anything like that? Now is the time to do so. I'm gonna take a little look at. Well, y'all didn't drop a specific pair in the chat that y'all want me to look at. So y'all get what and got. And this is that the market's probably going to close still in this zone here, and then hopefully it can close just a little bit lower. See if I can't get another entry in there. But when the market opens on Monday, this level should hold up. If not, we might get a little bounce off of this little equilibrium here. But this level should hold up. We should be able to see buyers go towards our TP next week. All right. Make sure y'all screenshot that, rewind if you need to, internalize everything. Oh man, I didn't realize the screen was still loading. Here, y'all can see it. Y'all can see it now. This little zone here, which is gonna most likely stay, and then if she wants to come down and touch this level again, that's fine. I don't really care that much. I'll just buy it again, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think she'll do that. I think we'll start seeing buys from this area here when next week starts off. All right. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today.